live trading webinar by Precise Trader.
Hello everyone, this is Raju C again, and we are back again to this live trading with Precise Trader. Do take note of the risk disclosure. Okay, this is trading in Forex is risky. Past results is not indicative of future performance, and the content of this workshop is mainly for educational purpose. And of course, the user information is entirely at your own risk, and you must assess the risk before you put in your live account or live trades. Okay, let me change the screen. Okay, in fact, today the market has been very quiet. In fact, we didn't get much opportunity to trade. I don't know why. I mean, the market is really very quiet, and the stock market, I think they are still doing well. In fact, the stock market, Nasdaq, is making record highs. And only some of the markets are really doing exceptionally well, but the others all, I think, either looking for direction or looking for a clue for the next move. Okay, let me look at the calendar events before we go into the opportunities. Okay, the key data that is be out, we are looking at 8:30, we have US building permits. Then we have a Canadian core CPI and also US 1030 crude oil inventories. Okay, these are the key data that is out tonight. Okay, now looking at the trend map. Okay, if you see a lot of white boxes, okay, that means the market is really quiet. Okay, I mean, of course, if you see colored, then the market is really good. Then definitely we have to be in either one of the directions, whichever way the market is moving. Like for instance, if let's say it's green, then we should be looking to buy. If it's red, then probably we should be looking to short. Okay, but let's see among this what would be the best opportunity to trade. Okay. Let me see. Okay, Aussie on the 6 hour, the previous 6 hour candle was up, and Canadian dollars, the previous 6 was down. So probably this too might be the only trade that is worth considering right now. Otherwise, see, what will happen is the market is going to be dead quiet. See, this kind of scenario, see, what you should do is, see, when the market is always giving you a good directions or good clue, then you should be in the market. When the market is not giving us any clue, or when it's not moving at all, then it's best for us to just stay sideline or just try to get the best extremes than to rather get caught and get frustrated. See, I've in many cases, like for before, I know a lot of people who do take trades, this kind of things. They're forced to take trades and eventually end up losing money. See, the best thing is, if you really want to be a successful trader, you must be looking for good opportunities, and when there is no opportunity, you must learn to control yourself. And in fact, emotion controlling is the key to the success, and that doesn't come overnight. So you have to build it by doing it again and again, and that's the only way you can become successful in the long run. Okay, now let's see Aussie, see whether we really have any opportunity. Okay, now Aussie, the previous candle says it was up, and when you look at the higher time frame, the 720 is down on the -2, and the daily is been flat for the next for the previous two candles. So overall is this up move, we look to short. Okay, we look to short because the higher time frame is telling is flat, so we look to short. Okay, let's see what would be the uh, best levels to short. Okay, looking at the trend map, and what I see is probably we look at nearly near the 720 or the daily high to go for a short. So you look at this. Okay, in fact, the market has been, so this is the range. So this is going to be the range trading. So what you should be doing is either you should be looking to buy if comes lower, then you try to buy near this low, or you try to short near this high. Okay, these are the two potential trade setup which we can look for. Low is near 67.80, so that means right now is 69, so that means it's about 120 pips. On the high side is 69, 70 and 70 figure. So any one of these levels we should try to short near that, and to put a stop above that level. So let's see where is our resistance. So we got a short before or near this level. So probably we can short near 69.45 or 69.80, and our stop should be above 70, 70 and above. You know, early on, I think we saw the high was, yeah, about 70.10. Okay, let's then our profit, definitely we got to exit before this level, you know, 68.50, or yeah, about 68.70, anywhere before 68.50, 68.70, yeah, 68.50 and 68.70. Okay, taking that into consideration, let's go and verify it with the system. Okay, so if you look at this, 69.50, okay, 69.50 and 69.65 are selling levels. Okay, can you see 69.50, 69.65 are selling levels? Then definitely we want to put our stop before above that 70.10. Okay, and our take profit should be, if we shorted at 69.50, then we want to exit at 68.80, 68.80 or even 69. Okay, these are the levels of comfortable levels of exit. Okay, based on that, okay, let's do a trade setup. Okay, this is a scalping trade, Aussie. The maximum high we are looking at is 60, 70, was 70.10 if I'm not mistaken, 70.10 or 75. So anything above that is worth considering. So we want to put a limit sell. Okay, lot size, we want to exit at, enter at 69.50. Then we want to put an exit stop at 70.15. Okay, 70.15 or even 70.10, you know, should be idle. So we have about 65 pips risk. So the take profit, we got to exit before 68.85. So this trade, okay, since today is, let me see the data out. Okay, data out is, we have yeah, about 8:30. So probably we can put it until 11, 23 hours. Okay, so this would be one trade we can look at. Then the next trade, we look at Canadian dollars. So now, okay, let's look at Canadian dollars. Okay, the Canadian dollars, what we, okay, this is, in fact, the last 6 hours was down. Again, it was literally flat on the 12 hours, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then the daily is down, but the daily is flat. Okay, see again, this market is also, we are just trying to choose the best bunch out of the worst thing, you know, so we just have no choice. But sometimes, you know, this it does happen. So sometimes if the market doesn't give us a clue, then probably we have to wait for opportunities. Okay, here we look at, based on this monthly, in fact, Canadian dollars, we are very bullish this week. So the comfortable level of entry should be near 134 figure, 133, 133.95, 134. So let me see whether we have any other levels quite close to that. Yeah. So another entry level would be about 34 half. So 34 half to 34 we would want to buy. Okay, we want to buy. So how this market is going to trade is, you know, the market is right now is okay, is coming down. So it is expected to turn. So right now we look at it as it is. Okay, the only clue we have right now is the low is still not seen yet. So we may get one down push. Then after that, the market should turn higher. Okay, let's see how far it can go. Huh? Okay, the maximum we can look at is about 33. Early on was about 34, right? Yeah, about 34 to 33 half. You know, that is the maximum we want to, we are looking at. So the market should turn anywhere before that. Okay, my system is a bit slow. Yeah, about 34 to 33 half. So what we feel is we are going to get this move coming down, then eventually turn up. So we'll try to look to buy, because now is the low is still not seen yet. Yeah. Okay, now let's see what does the system says. Okay, the system is looking at, you know, we are looking to buy. Okay, buy means, you know, like 34.75 would be a good level to buy, and the next low I'm looking at is around 33.95 to 34. You know, 33.85, that is a very strong support. So we have so it's 34.75 and 34. So we can buy at 34.75, and we even have a strong support at 34.55. I think early on, I remember we saw about 34.60. So we buy near this and we try to exit before 35.30. So this is going to be, I wouldn't say it's a trend trade, but it may be a bit, because we have still not seen the low yet. So once we confirm that we have seen the low, then we can buy and hold. See, always we got to go with the flow, you know, we got to flow with the go flow with the flow. Then that would be much more comfortable and much more rewarding. So now we look to buy, and since there is a Canadian data out, we may get this trade. Okay, I'm not sure whether if the data is our favorable, then probably you may get a spike down. Then that might be an opportunity for you to grab. So then we can exit at 34 35.25. So here, I think early on I saw was about 34. Yeah. Okay. So again, this is we would want to put at 11. Okay, I'm not sure whether this Aussie, the order is 50 pips away. I don't know whether it's going to get filled, but if Canadian data is good and is supportive to our trade setup, then there is a very high chance that the trade may spike down. Okay, the next trade we can look at, because remember I said that this 134 is the maximum, 134 to 33 half is the maximum. So probably that we can put in one more trade, and if we are lucky, then we may get this trade you want to put in, maybe at near at 34, and you put a stop at 133.40. And this one, if it's really, this trade is possible, and if we really get it, then we can hold the trade. Okay, we can hold the trade, and this can be until tomorrow, maybe even tomorrow night. So this would be another trade setup. See, how we do things is, see, always remember that we have to plot price against time. Okay, price against time, and when price and time change is seen, change is expected, or change is imminent. So we got to play with the trend. See that the trading becomes so complex because we have to look at the time factor, we got to look at the trend, we got to look at the news. So there's a lot of factors that has to be taken into consideration. But once again, once we know that we have a system, we have a game plan, and we stick to our plan and we keep going, then we can build the account consistency, and you can build the account. So you got to be sometimes you got to be patient. Sometimes, see, the only tricky part is, see, the question is, see, like as I said, okay, what we are expecting is, on this trade we are expecting one more drop. Okay, this drop, I do not know whether it's going to hit here and turn, or even here, or that is $1 million question. But the only thing is, all we know is we are expecting one more drop, then the market will turn up, and by before this week end, before this week, once it breaks this high, then we see the price moving higher. So we have to stay with the plan. We have to stay with the flow. We have to look at the market conditions and all this. So that's why, sometimes even, we may get stopped out, but like as I told you, being stopped, being stopped out is quite norm. Okay, then all you have to do is you got to re-enter, stay with the game, then stay focused, then you keep moving, and that's the only way you can stay long in the business, and you can make a living. Okay. So I think for today, these are the only trades I can think. But of course, if the market moves, then we can definitely do. But if you have any questions, then I wouldn't mind answering your questions at the same time. I also appreciate if you can uh, you want to discuss about your past trades. So that would be also another way you can learn, and you can make yourself a successful trader in the long run. So one is you can discuss about trade that is going to happen, and one is also if you want to discuss about the past trade, also we can do that. Or any questions or any markets you want to discuss? If you have no question, then what I can tell you is, okay, maybe I'll give you a bigger view. Okay, the question is pound yen. Okay, let me discuss this. Okay, what we can do is, I mean, if we have no questions, then overall we can also discuss the things to be expected for this week. So in fact, this week, if you notice, the market has been dead quiet. See, the entire week is been flat. Okay, market has been flat, and the previous week was only the, what cross is this? Swiss franc. The previous week only the Swiss franc was moving. So here, based on this, see, the current week, this entire market is flat. And since yesterday is also majority, yesterday, the day before yesterday is also flat, and today is also flat. So definitely this kind of scenario, the only trade we can concentrate is scalping. Okay, you cannot be having a day trading unless if we pick the lows or highs. So even then, even if you look at a 12 hours chart is flat, then 6 hour chart, literally the market is very quiet. So that the best thing is we try to stay, of course, we have to concentrate at the same time, stay patient for the next move. Okay, the question was pound yen. Okay, pound yen, okay, you can look at either pound cross or yen cross. Okay, let's we look at pound. So if you look at pound yen, in fact, on the daily has been literally is flat. Okay, in fact, we look at pound yen here. So weekly, 2 weeks has been flat, monthly is flat, weekly is flat, daily is also flat. Okay, is also flat. So 12 hours is also flat. So overall is all flat. The only way is either you become a scalping trader. Another option is if you are planning to hold the trade, then you have to wait for the breakout to happen. So these are the two ways of you can trade this market. So let's look at this price action on the pound yen. Okay, what I feel is on the bigger time frame. Okay, on the bigger time frame, I feel that this low has already been seen. Okay, market should break up soon. When I say soon means, I do not know which week is going to happen. It may happen this week or next week, but overall is until the break happens, this is going to be within this range. The range is going to be a very tight range between here and here. So now, if we look at on the daily, so what the daily is saying is, okay, the price has come down. Okay, right now it is also caught in a range. So looking at the price action, what we feel is we have one more drop, then the market is going to turn up. And this market has to turn before this low, and this high is going to be the range. So if I were you, if you're looking to trade this, what do we mean by that? So that means basically you try to wait for one last low. So that means, like for instance, let's say I put in the only clue I have right now is the low is still not seen yet. So we may get one spike down. So if you get a spike down, then what I would suggest is buy and hold. And you might get a very big move, and the move can be at least about 3-4% return, because from here 132 to yeah, in fact, even I would say about 5-6, more than 6-7% return. So the only clue right now we have is we have not seen the low yet. So another way is we can also verify this with the system. Okay, let's see, we check on the weekly and we look at the pound yen. So what our system is saying is we should be looking to buy near 33.25. Okay, 33.25, yeah, 33.25, or 32.40, about 32.40 to 32.10. So that should be our buying level. And you should be applying a buy and hold strategy. So the question is, if you ask me when this is going to happen, I would not be able to say, but it can happen within the next couple of days. So looking at the chart, you see here 33 and 31, 80, about 32. Okay, there is a huge support. So there is, I think the system is also saying is correct. So basically, this is the zone we got to look to buy for a market to turn up. So once the market reaches around that level, get ready to pull the trigger. But of course, you have to go on staggered basis, meaning you have to look to wait for confirmation of a turn. Then you go for a buy. Then you buy and hold. Definitely, it can be good rewards. So maybe what you can do is you take down what I said. Then next couple of weeks, maybe the next few sessions you come in live, we keep updating. So at least you can get the comfort zone and see how far we are reliable and how confidence you can before you initiate the trade. So the only thing is, like as I said, we have not seen the low. So the low can be anywhere before that. It can even turn from this low or even this low, but I wouldn't know. But once it turns, we are expecting the price to move higher. Okay. Okay, the question -1, -2, -3 means in the trend map. What does it mean? So that means basically this is the current time belt. So this is -1 means that's the previous -1. This is -2. So the time belt we are talking is for daily. That means, like for instance, let's say is daily. So 0 means this is today. -1 means yesterday. -2 means the day before yesterday. And -3 means one day before. So on and so forth. So basically, what this means is we get our indications and clues based on the current and the previous. Then we decide on the trend and the direction. Okay. Any other questions or any other markets you all want to discuss? Any markets? I don't know whether you all are trading in any stock only in Forex. Okay, gold seems dropping from 1740. Okay, gold see, in fact, we are very bullish in the long term. Okay, gold in the long term, we are very bullish. But right now, it is caught in a very big tight range. So it's between this and this. So long term is we are expecting the price to go up. Okay, but the question is we are not very sure whether it's going to come down first before it's going to go up or it's going to go up from here. Okay, this we are not able to find an answer. And also what we feel is because of so many happenings in the world, gold should by now have been spiked up or should have broken up. But unfortunately, it's not happening. But I think it's looking for some clue. And another thing also I can tell you is, another clue I can also tell you is, okay, this consolidation, okay, based on the price pattern, this longer this line it is, the longer it goes. That means it consolidates, the longer, the higher would be the move. So that would be another clue you can do. So that means how far it can go. That means I do not know when it's going to break out, but all I know is the market should break out before the I would say the third quarter. That means from I'm expecting somewhere, July, August. I do not know whether it's going to be happen July or August, but for September onwards, we expect that this thing may happen and we should push higher. But the only clue right now is we are not sure is whether it's going to come down. It's going to come down first before it goes up, or it's going to break up from here. Okay, that we are not very sure. So that is only market and time has to give us an answer. Okay. Any other markets you want to discuss? Any questions? So there's a lot of markets. See, in fact, Nasdaq. Okay, Nasdaq is doing this is made a record high. So this is if you look at this, I do not know whether you all monitor U.S. stocks. Okay, this is the see. Can you see? This is the monthly chart, and this has made a new record. So I think we still have plenty of strength for this market to push higher. Okay, maybe I do not know how far it's going to go, but it can go up another. I would say another at least about minimum 5 to 10% move. So right now, the main thing that is happening is because this market is in the limelight, and there's a lot of markets moving in a pretty range and is clueless or directionless. So the only thing is we got to stay focused on whichever market we are doing. Then we just have to concentrate and just stick to our plans and move accordingly. Okay.
So today,
Yeah.
Aussie USD, we entered into buy, but it
Sorry?
was doing in a Aussie USD.
Yeah.
We entered into buy, but it was doing in a opposite direction. So in that
Today,
case, we have come out from the trade and we can enter into sell the opposite direction. Is it correct or?
okay, like see, Aussie right now, see, like as I told you, see what has happened is I'm not sure whether we went for a buy, I remember it was a sell. Can't remember. Okay, anyway, we can check. But see, this is the tricky part in whenever the market is caught in a range. See, like as I told you, when before, let's assume, okay, let's assume we do not know this time. Okay, let's see. Let's say I hide this candle. See, looking at this candle, of course, the next time frame is not known to us. And let's assume, we look at this. By looking at this, okay, what we feel is this market has already turned down and we see lower highs and lower peaks, and we expect the price to move lower and break lower. Okay. But what happened was, okay, when the next candle happened, okay, next candle is seen. Okay, this market was caught in a congestion and is caught in a range. So now let's say we go one candle. So right now we can be very sure that right now this is in a congestion. So when this kind of move happens, okay, is a bit tricky, and it's a bit uh, uh, especially is a bit tricky. So this kind of scenario, either we can go for a sell around this level and we try to go buy near this low. But the problem is, if you buy this low and if you're very unfortunate and if the breakdown happens, then we may get stopped out. So right now, if you look at this, okay, now we can be very sure that this is caught in a range and it's caught in a congestion. So now the only way is, okay, I'm not very sure today we went for a buy. I think it was a sell. I'm not very sure on that. So right now the only way is we try to sell near the high, and that's the signal I gave just now. So we try to sell, but right now if you ask me, if you go in and take and just why don't you just buy here and probably exit before that high. Of course, you can do that, but it's going to be a bit risky. See, because remember, we should be having a game plan and we should be having a strategy. And if you really want to be a successful trader, I know there's a lot of people, they want to be in all kinds of move. That means, you see, when it's going up, they want to be a buyer. Then, when it's coming down, they want to be a seller. They want to go up, we want to be a buyer. I know that some of the people, they try to do that. But let me tell you this, in the long run, this will not last. And for sure, they will lose the game. So we should be following the trend. We should be having the game plan. We should be analyzing the market directions, trend, and all this before, and we should be sticking, and we should be knowing to say, and always remember the risk reward ratio is very important. So sometimes when you go for a buy, your risk reward should be at least 1:1 or near to 1:1. And that's the minimum. Not like for instance, let's say I buy now, and let's say I put my stop below this, so which is 68.30, and right now you buy at 69, so you lose about 70 pips. So 70 pips, and you want to get maybe 50 pips, but what is the guarantee that the price is going? What happens if the market turns before that? So we would rather try to, especially in the range, we would try to be in the top or bottom of the range. Try to be in the top or bottom of the range rather than in between. So this is in the middle of the range. So this market, there's no guarantee to go there. You can't turn before that. So on the other hand, buy now, or if you want to sell now, I also feel it's a bit risky. So that's the reason why we have to look for the best opportunities. Okay. So now I hope I answered your questions. Okay. Many times USD currency moves in one direction irrespective on pairs. For example, euro and yen. Yeah. Okay. What's your question?
Sir, a question is actually when let's say the Euro USD, we are in the buy signal, for example, and it is going in a buy direction, and the same amount of move it happens in the USD JPY pair or USD CAD pair and whatever it is. So
Yeah.
why it happens many a times actually?
Okay, this is all related to economic conditions, and sometimes see what happens is, see, there are every currency has got certain strength and weaknesses and certain characteristics. All this you need to understand before you, of course, if you really want to go for a investment. And this, for instance, USD JPY or dollar yen, USD, Swiss franc or dollar Swiss, gold. Okay, these three are usually they call safe haven status. So safe haven status means when something happens in the world, let's say any explosion or any war or anything, the money will be flowing into these three these three sectors: gold, Swiss franc, and dollar yen. But this is only a guideline. But in trading, when trading comes, there is no such thing as guarantee. So sometimes what will happen is you would see a decoupling. Decoupling. Okay, I'll show you. Or decoupling means, there is no guarantee that this two has to be in the same direction. So sometimes, it can move in either direction. So all this we have to look, but this one we wouldn't know the reason, but we have to analyze the chart, then we have to come to a conclusion. So you see, okay, let's say I put in JPY. So what has happened is, okay, let me change the color, then it will be seen. Okay, now you see this. Okay, one is okay. I'll change. Okay, this is a daily chart. Okay, so if you look at both this chart, see, this is where you see, yeah. See, this is a similarity on this. So when both moves, this are in synchronized mode. So that means both moves in the same direction, and both comes down in the same direction. And sometimes see. Right now, what has happened is, it's somewhere here it decoupled, because can you see this both moved in opposite directions somewhere here? Can you all see it? So that means the Swiss franc came down, the dollar yen went up, then now the Swiss franc went up, down. Now they are coming back on track. So to answer your question, okay, this is mainly all this investment related. See, sometimes when money is flowing from one sector to another sector, so this will always happen. So just like sometimes you see, even when you trade in stock market, see, there is a saying that you got to buy the rumors and sell the news. So like for instance, there might be some good news that is happening, and that is supposed to be good, but that's the time the market start to coming down. So you might be thinking, why is it the news came, and how come the market is going down? But you didn't know that this based on this news, the market would have already reacted or already moved. So it's a bit complex. So I cannot give you just one simple answer, but all you have to understand and all you have to accept it is sometimes certain currencies, sometimes even the dollar would there are number of instances where I've come across dollar is also become a safe haven status. So that means I think for last year there was a couple of instances the dollar came in safe haven status, because the Europe economy was very bad. Pound was having the Brexit problem. The whole world was having problem. So at that time, U.S. economy was booming, and as a result, you see the dollar is in a safe haven status. So there is no fixed rule, but what the only answer I can give you is, the best thing is, stay with the game, try to accept and try to analyze what the market is giving you. And I also, now I've seen a lot of people, this is the mistake they do. See, the sometimes when they get caught in a move, probably they wouldn't have put any stop loss and they've been holding on to the losing trade. They always want to find out the reason, why this thing goes up and why, why I'm losing and all these things. I tell you this, it's not going to help you. It's not going to give you any rewards. The only thing you must accept and you must realize is the market is always right, and we have to follow the market. So there's no point of you analyzing or finding an answer. Why is it happening? Or of course you can reason out. You can. There's no harm in knowing, but you cannot trade just by the fundamental reasons alone. And then even you must understand this reasoning is nobody knows what's the reason. You see all those analysts, writers who write, they assume or they presume this is the reason, and they write, and when we read it we also assume, oh, since this is the reason and that's why it's happening. So sometimes and the only reason they will give you is they will say profit taking. So you have to accept it. So the best way is have a game plan, have a plan, and have a strategy. Stick to your strategy, and you stay with the game. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Of course, today I think at least we learned something new. See, as we go on, like there's a lot of things, you can learn, especially you come in, of course, no doubt we don't get any trades or we don't get any opportunities, but it's a time, where we can discuss and we can learn as a group. Okay. Okay, if you have no other questions, okay, once again, thank you for coming, and looking forward to see you again this Friday. And of course, we are expecting some big move to happen. So in fact, we are putting in a lot of services also. Like we are now every week we are publishing a market outlook. So now in a week or so, soon we may be starting a web blog. So whereby now and then we talk about certain markets which we feel that is worth considering. So as a result, you can look for a lot of opportunities, and you can trade comfortably and safely. But no matter what happens, okay, you always, what I would suggest is try to always have a game plan, and make sure that you never ever enter without any stop loss. Okay, that should always be in the thing. It doesn't matter if you put a stop loss maybe 100 pips away, 200 pips, but have a habit of putting a stop loss. So that would be one of the best way of having a secured. It's just a buying, and like it's just like buying an insurance. So in the event something happens, while you're asleep, something happens. So at least you have an insurance to protect your capital. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, looking forward to see you again coming Friday. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Please click to subscribe below. Thank you and see you soon.